Welcome back to Cine MovieVerse, your cinematic realm of what's happening in the latest movies and series. MCU just dropped the biggest bombshell after the Avengers Infinity War. What just happened in episode 4 of Loki Season 2. This episode ends on a massive cliffhanger with huge ramifications for the rest of the show. Initially, the God of Mischief, our own Tom Hiddleston, and his allies had a plan to fix the TVA's temporal loom before it overloaded. However, a major plot twist has made things much more complicated going forward. Today, we'll be discussing what's going on in episode 4 of Loki Season 2. Also, buckle up your seatbelt to know what happened at the end, and we'll try to cover all the hidden details and Easter eggs in this episode. If you are new to this channel, then please hit that subscribe button and press that bell icon to get the latest update. The 4th episode, named Heart of the TVA, is off to a strong start as we're thrown back into the end of time with the dead body of He Who Remains. And we can see what the next step in Miss Minutes and Ravonna Renslayer's plan is. The projection shows the entirety of the conversation between Ravonna and He Who Remains that Loki had heard part of when he was still time-slipping through the TVA. This is not the only reference to the first episode. There's more. He Who Remains thanks Ravonna for her service in the multiversal war and tells her that he will be proud to lead with her. Ravonna, in turn, fully expects to help lead the TVA into a new age of order and stability, but He Who Remains secretly has other plans for both her and the organization that he wants sole control of. The moment Ravonna leaves the Citadel to return to the TVA, He Who Remains commands Miss Minutes to wipe every TVA employee's memory, including Ravonna's.
Erase her memories.
Are you sure?
Erase all their memories.
If you say so.
Effectively creating a blank slate for him to redesign the TVA as he sees fit. As Miss Minutes explains to her, Ravonna didn't just help He Who Remains win the multiversal war, it was she who commanded the army. At one point, she was in line to occupy a seat of power at the Citadel, and yet, He Who Remains deceived her. Ravonna already lacked any memory of her previous life as a teacher on the sacred timeline, and there's no telling how much of her time at the TVA thereafter she's oblivious to. The same goes for Mobius, and everyone else who's been pulled into He Who Remains' web of lies and deception. After discovering this past betrayal, Ravonna decides to team up with Miss Minutes to reclaim the TVA for themselves. They step directly into the holding room where General Dox and her loyalists are being kept, which has inexplicably been left unguarded. Ravonna and Miss Minutes try to convince the captives to join their cause, but when they all refuse, except for the traitorous X5, Ravonna and Miss Minutes use the TVA's torture box to crush the rest of them into oblivion. Elsewhere at the TVA, OB, Casey, Timely, Mobius, Loki, and Sylvie are attempting to fix the temporal loom. The first 3 of those characters handle the actual logistics of expanding the loom's ability to weave new timeline branches with a modified throughput multiplier. But the team manages to somehow lose track of Timely, the one person they actually need for this whole operation to work, as he's captured by X5 and brought to Ravonna and Miss Minutes. In the first episode, Loki was pruned by an unseen figure at the exact moment he needed to be. In this episode, that mystery figure is revealed to be none other than himself. It's something of a classic time travel scenario in sci-fi, a causal loop in which Loki saves his past self. Amazing, right? What about the ringing phone? Well, as it turns out, it was just OB trying to reach Loki and Sylvie. Thanks to a somewhat belated assist from OB, the team is able to reboot the TVA's system and shut down Miss Minutes and the TVA's security measures in the process, which affords the Lokis a window to use their magic again. Sylvie enchants X5 into pruning Ravonna and allows them to bring Timely back to help repair the loom in time. Or so it seems initially. However, their collective efforts may have been too little, too late all along, as the temporal radiation grew to be too much for Timely to even attempt to fix the loom. Now let's talk about the explosive ending. After a very brief discussion, because the time is literally running out, the heroes decide Timely is the one who should step out and walk up to the loom to launch the device that can save the bigger device and all of existence as they know it. The logical explanation here was that this event would lead him becoming Kong, or at least He Who Remains from Season 1. Instead, The massive time radiation spaghettified him as soon as he steps outside. Holy moly, a jaw-dropping scene it was, isn't it? Now that's a wild cliffhanger. Victor Timely is cooked, the mission has failed, and the branches are out of order, and Miss Minutes is offline. But still, 2 episodes are remaining, so it will be an immense thrilling experience for the rest of the episode. This is Cine MovieVerse, your one-stop destination for all the movies and series gigs. Don't forget to hit the like button, and support is by destroying the subscribe button. If you haven't, click on the bell icon to get notified for other similar videos. Check out our other videos on Loki Season 2 as well, where we break down all the previous episodes and discuss the hidden details. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.